Aaron Pico released a statement on his knockout loss to Lerone Murphy over the weekend. He posted this to his Instagram. In the caption, he wrote, "Last night wasn't my night. That's the fight game. I'm grateful for my team, my family, and everyone who continues to support me. The supporters that have been there from day one and my new supporters. I see you. Thank you. Wins and losses both teach lessons, and I'll come back sharper, stronger, and better prepared. Thank you all who have sent messages and checked in. My health is well. Thanks for riding with me. My story is not over." Pico received a lot of support from fighters. Islam Makhachev commented, "Head up, champ." Cody Garbrandt said the same. Justin Gaethje wrote, "Crazy game. You one of the best in the world. I don't doubt it for a second." And Merab Dvalishvili left a fist emoji. Robert Whittaker responds to fans who criticized Khamzat Chimaev's performance at UFC 319. Whittaker believes that if you weren't impressed, you're likely a casual and not a real fan of mixed martial arts.
Man, if you're a fan of the sport, okay, and you're not absolutely fascinated by the ability, like by Chimaev's ability to control someone who's as dogged and fights out of things like Dricus, who's done it time and time again, who's physically never gasses anymore, like super strong, has cardio for days, is prepared for him, has a great headspace. If you're not fascinated by like such a one-sided domination, man, then you have to be a casual, because you never see this, never. This level at championship fights, this level of control. Man, we just saw someone get crucifixed for like 15 minutes. Like, how can you be a fan of the sport and not think, wow, that's crazy? Like,
Tom Aspinall shared his reaction to UFC 319, addressing fans who labeled Khamzat Chimaev's performance as boring. Tom said he personally enjoyed it, calling it complete domination.
He's won every round anyway. So complete shutout for Khamzat Chimaev, new champion at middleweight. Congratulations to Khamzat.
Overall thoughts?
Commiserations to DDP. I thought it was going to be a more exciting fight, first of all. But I love grappling anyway, so I enjoyed it. But I know there's a lot of fans who probably think it's like hugging him or whatever, but I personally really enjoyed it. I mean, just complete domination. Just complete domination from Khamzat. It's there was just one-way traffic for the full 5 rounds. Got a bit hairy like the last minute. DDP put some shots on him, but just didn't have enough left in the tank, I don't think, to do much damage. So congratulations to Khamzat and team.
Caio Borralho believes he has an advantage over Khamzat Chimaev. Caio is set to face Nasruddin Imavov at UFC Paris on September 6th. However, he says if the UFC were to ask him to fight Khamzat right away, he says he's ready. In an interview with MMA Junkie, Caio said he did what he does to everyone. He dominated the guy with his wrestling and jiu-jitsu and all that stuff. I think people don't have the answer for that. They don't know how to prepare for that. They think it's just about hire a lot of wrestlers to try to take you down and train how to defend takedowns. It has nothing to do with that. People make a lot of mistakes when they prepare to fight against Khamzat. He did what he always does, but this time he didn't finish. When a grappler comes and hugs the guy and he doesn't finish, it becomes a boring fight. It's a title fight with high-level guys. Dricus Du Plessis was doing very good in the division. He was the reigning champion. When the grappler guys come and don't finish, it becomes a boring fight like that. For me, it's the same. I always see him as the same. He's a phenomenal athlete, very strong. His wrestling is high level. It's almost impossible to scramble with him because he does that since he was 9 years old. He does scrambles all his life. I don't think that's the way. The same thing. I spent 1 month in his training camp when he was at All Stars, and I know very well how he works, his system and everything. I have an advantage between all the middleweight fighters. I'm the one that has an advantage to beat him because I know exactly what he's doing and what is his system and the steps he goes through and how to deny those steps. I'm very respectful for Khamzat. He's like a brother to me. But at this time, it's the level of competition. It's me and him. To be honest with you, if the UFC comes to me right now and says, "F Imavov, he's a guy that gives us a lot of work. He didn't want to fight on International Fight Week. He called the backup leftovers. He don't respect the UFC. So F Imavov, F Paris. Get prepared to fight Khamzat in Abu Dhabi in October. I'm ready. If the UFC offers me this, I'll say yes right away." Dricus Du Plessis still enjoyed his after party despite losing the middleweight title to Khamzat. Fans were quick to point out that Dricus doesn't appear to be too happy. Kamaru Usman shared his thoughts on Khamzat Chimaev versus Dricus Du Plessis. He feels Dricus' team didn't show enough respect for Khamzat's skills, and added that Khamzat could have finished the fight before the third round, but chose to conserve his gas tank.
And even in the lead up I felt that, I don't want to say Dricus was too overconfident. I felt that even the team, with the way that they were talking, with the way that they were kind of the lack of respect for Khamzat, like, oh, yeah, you can't come beat us with just one skill. You think you're just going to beat us with one skill? That's a pretty damn important skill. You know, it's a big one to overlook.
It is.
And
it's the best one. It's the best one.
And I think they kind of overlooked, they didn't take it that serious. They felt, okay, if we survive one, we're good. But you got to survive 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and you just couldn't do it. I mean, he was crucified, I think 3 out of the 5 rounds. Crucified and had no answer for it. Like, it was almost like, I don't know how to get out of here. You know, it really was a big differential in styles and the way that they, and even watching that, Khamzat made a lot of mistakes that I think would have got him that finish before that third round. You know, he got to a position where it was just kind of so easy. It was almost him controlling himself. He had to control his own emotions. He had to control his gas tank, because that's not easy to dominate a guy like that. And everything is working because in your mind, you're wanting resistance. Resistance is how you gauge how much output I need to put out, you know? But if everything is going right, you can't gauge how much output to put out. You're just like, maybe you might try to finish in that first round, then you get up second round, you're like, whoa, I can't even lift my arms. Why am I so tired?
Khamzat Chimaev received a hero's welcome in Abu Dhabi.
Khamzat, can you sign my mouth guard? Can you sign my mouth guard? Khamzat, can you sign Khamzat, can I have one picture?
Daniel Cormier was surprised at the way Khamzat Chimaev was able to control Dricus Du Plessis for the majority of their fight. He says the narrative about Khamzat lacking cardio is finished.
He went out there and he dominated Dricus Du Plessis for 25 minutes, won the championship 50-44 across the board. I was very surprised at how easily he was able to take Du Plessis down and control him. To his credit, Dricus never gave up on himself. He continued to believe that he was going to eventually get Khamzat and win the fight. But as the rounds went on, you saw that even though Dricus has a championships mindset, it wasn't going to matter. Chimaev was just too driven. He looked like he was in tremendous shape. If there was a knock that Chimaev had no cardio, that's been proven wrong. Now, as Rogan said, he didn't really use as much energy because he was controlling him the whole time. But all of that takes a ton of energy.
Israel Adesanya posted his reaction to Khamzat defeating Dricus. Izzy says the middleweight division is in good hands with Khamzat as the champ.
Yeah, not what I expected, but I'm glad Khamzat fixed his cardio or improved his cardio to the point where he can go 5 rounds and just ragdoll people. That's a mess. That's a mess to deal with, because I thought DDP, okay, maybe round 4, he'd be able to stuff the takedowns because Khamzat would get tired, but he didn't even slow down. He slowed down DDP. He slowed him down, which was very impressive, because that's when he finished me round 4, because I thought, okay, I got him now, but he just finds a way to get his 3rd wind, 4th wind. But yeah, Khamzat made sure he didn't even get the 1st wind and just smothered him. 50-44, something crazy. 50-44, that score? Yeah, 50-44, that was crazy. So yeah, Khamzat, new middleweight champion, division's in good hands.
Despite Khamzat Chimaev beating Dricus Du Plessis and all 3 judges scoring at 50-44, Demetrious Johnson still believes Dricus is the more well-rounded fighter, and he just got out-wrestled. Mighty Mouse also had some criticism for referee Mark Goddard for standing Khamzat and Dricus up while grappling and Khamzat was on top.
Oh, man. I think well-rounded. I think DDP's a better, God, not a better fighter, but I think DDP, it's hard to say, man. I think jiu-jitsu ability, I don't know, man. He's got out wrestled, but great fight from Khamzat. He was able to just out wrestle him, man. Boring, doesn't matter, he won. Yeah, he won. Yeah, it wasn't the most exciting, but as a pure athletic event, you know, I think Khamzat dominated him. I think the ref shouldn't have given DDP the chance to get back to his feet, even though it wasn't, you know, the fans weren't like, oh my God. But I think that was a big L from the ref. But the ref's just trying to make it an exciting fight. That's what he's trying to do.
Joe Rogan thinks Khamzat Chimaev was multiple levels above Dricus Du Plessis in the grappling department. I mean, for Dricus to come back from that and bridge the gap between him and Khamzat, that is a tall task. It's a tall task because that kind of dominance, that kind of grappling dominance, was not just a level, it was multiple levels, and it just didn't seem like he had any answer for that. I don't know who he brought in to train with him, but clearly he didn't bring in anybody that had that kind of skill. Dricus Du Plessis' coach Morne Visser says he wants to destroy Khamzat Chimaev in a rematch. However, not just yet. They are currently uninterested in facing Reiner de Ritter. Speaking to Submission Radio, he said, I'll be honest with you, instead of spending time to prepare to go into another fight camp, to prepare for RDR, I would try to spend that time to fix the problem that we've got, and then go into a camp. I won't just take a fight because fights are available. I want to fix this problem because we're going to face Khamzat, and I want to destroy him this time. And I know it sounds easy. Man, it sounds so easy. If you could just get that guy not to take you down, or stuff his takedowns, stand back up and just punish him. But he also picked up his wrestling game. So no RDR for us right now. I'd rather spend the time fixing this problem. I've been asked, do you want him to do a rematch? I said absolutely not. Obviously, we would like to fight him very soon again, but there's no way I'll take a rematch with us being a little bit behind on our Russian style of wrestling.
And that's going to wrap it up for the news. Thanks for watching. For daily MMA news and content, subscribe to Full Mount MMA and click the bell icon to be notified when we post videos.
Here are the 3 top comments from last video. The first one's from Blibby13. It says, Khamzat's performance last night really shows how good Burns and Usman are. The second one says, Khamzat fought like a cop waiting for backup. And the final one's from Let's Go. It's in reference to Carlos Prates smoking a cigarette at the post-fight press conference. It says, say what you want, but that cigarette probably hitting at the moment.
Those were the 3 top comments from last video. If you want to be featured in the next one, all you have to do is comment down below. And if you missed yesterday's news, click the video on screen right now to get caught up.